Hello yogis, and welcome to day 3 of the 21-day mindfulness course with me. Today is day 2 of the physical mindfulness practice. Yesterday we did the body scan, and I hope that you found that one quite useful to travel within the body and to feel the physical body. I really recommend doing that one daily if you can, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Why not try it in the car before you go into a meeting, or before you go into, or before you come into the house, or wherever you find, or whenever you find is a good time. Today, we're going to do some mindful movement. So mindful movement will simply be a little bit of physical movement. So I invite you to find a place where you can sit on the floor like this. If you prefer to sit in bed or on a chair, you absolutely can. I'm going to be guiding a little bit of upper body movement today. And one thing I wanted to mention before we start is the beginner's mind. So when I first read about the beginner's mind, I thought, I don't think we should be telling people to be a beginner at anything. People tend to feel like they're a beginner, meaning they don't know anything. Now, what if not knowing anything was actually a great way to approach mindfulness? So a great meditation teacher, whose name was Suzuki, he once said that a beginner's mind has many possibilities, and an expert's mind has very few. So it's interesting to approach our mindfulness practice like that, to approach it with a beginner's mind, completely open, without thinking that we know what something is or what it might be, and just experience it almost for the first time. So something as simple as a movement today, we can approach it with a beginner's mind. So let's begin. So find yourself on the floor in a nice comfortable position. Now you might sit cross-legged, or you might sit on your heels. You might be on a chair. So make sure that this is our anchor point with where we start, where we finish, and just make sure that it feels comfortable. If you've just woken up, just take a moment to open the arms out wide, look up to the ceiling, opening up the chest, and then bring the arms back over the body. And if you haven't just woken up, I'm sure you're also joining in. Go ahead and join in. So what we're going to start by doing is closing the eyes. You don't have to close the eyes in meditation or yoga or mindfulness practice. However, sometimes closing the eyes can help us to go within and feel what's actually happening. So I want us to just come into that straight spine position, or neutral spine position, and roll the shoulders up. As your shoulders roll up, do you feel how far down that movement translates? If you're sitting on a chair, do you feel that raising your shoulders, you can feel something all the way through into the legs? Do it a couple more times, slowly bringing that movement through. Maybe you can feel the shoulders as they engage with the clothing that you're wearing. So as each observation comes up, take it for what it is without labeling it. So we avoid and go around naming what's happening too deeply, and go for the next round with the shoulders. And now reverse the direction so the shoulders go the other way, and see how that changes. Where else can you feel that movement translating to? So as we lift the shoulders, we're actually lifting quite a large amount of the network of connective tissue that connects the upper body to the lower. So perhaps you can feel that going all the way through into the tailbone, or you can feel it going around into the thighs, just by moving your shoulders. So come back to center, so stop rolling the shoulders for a minute. Make sure you've got your notebook with you. If you find something comes up that's very interesting for you, that's strange, for example, when I lifted that shoulder, why did I think of my car? So write down any interesting notes that you feel are relevant in this moment that you can reflect on later. And let's move to another exercise. Change your seated position anytime you need, because sitting like this for a while can get uncomfortable. Okay, so if you're on a chair, we're just going to be leaning, I'm going to be leaning onto the floor, but I won't put the weight on there, so it'll be just leaning over like that on the chair. So bring your right hand just down to the side. If you're on the floor, you can touch. Look around to the left, and then look down to your left fingertips. Close your eyes and gently, slowly lift the arm halfway up. Now, in your mind's eye, visualize exactly where you've placed your arm, and then blink open the eyes to take a look. And you're probably right, you knew exactly where you'd placed the arm. Gently start to move the thumb, the left thumb, up towards the ceiling. And so slowly that when you move that thumb, can you feel the rotation happening in your shoulder? Keep going and notice when that rotation stops and the elbow starts to feel like it's rotating more now than the shoulder. How far down can you feel that rotation down the back, in the shoulder blade? And we're going in with a beginner's mind today, with pure openness, no judgment, as we roll that thumb up and down. So start to do some rolling. Thumb goes up, thumb goes down. Noticing in what sequence the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder move. You may now be observing that feeling of achiness in the shoulder. So close your eyes, and I'll let you come out in a second. I know you can if you want to already. Close your eyes and feel that achiness. That would be the muscles here in the shoulder which are holding the arm up, getting a little tired. Just feel that, and without any judgment, without reaction, just feeling that little gentle, maybe medium gentle, maybe not so medium, little bit of warmth and burning happening in that area. Now let's put the arm down really slowly. And at what point do you feel that relief in the deltoid area up here? That relief that the muscle gets to relax again. Turn around to the right now. Bring your right arm down. Put the palm facing up towards the ceiling. And looking over to the right, close the eyes and lift the arm up, noticing, observing. Every millimeter has a different set of words, thoughts, observations attached to it. We're just observing everything that's coming up. Go all the way above the head. Bring that awareness now down the arm, into the armpit, and even further down, feeling how far you can feel that happening. Now turn the palm towards the right, so turn it around and face away from you. Bring the arm parallel with the floor. And hold it there for a moment, observing that shoulder. Now a good one to observe in this position is, have you shrugged your shoulder to help hold the arm? So you might notice now, I didn't know that I was holding my shoulder so high. So this is a mindful moment of realizing that the physical body is being held in a position and you're not really aware of it. That happens to me a lot when I'm on a computer. Again, let's sit with that little gentle burning of the upper shoulder muscles. Experiencing something that we normally think of as a negative thing. Oh, it's burning, it's aching. and accepting it with openness for a moment. We're going to start to bring the arm back down slowly and waiting for that moment of relief. There. Rub your hands together, get some movement, get some friction between the hands, and place the hands over your eyes. Just take a moment to massage the face a little bit. Really feel that physical body, paying attention to anything that comes up, observations around the back of the neck. So this was a very simple physical movement, mindful movement practice. So we simply did some movements and we observed them. We provoked a little bit of achiness in the muscle to kind of feel what it's like to have what we would normally think of as something we need to change, and how we can actually look at those things head on with acceptance. So to be mindful in this moment is to also accept everything that is with the least resistance. So I want to finish with a little thought. If I told you that the root of a lot of suffering is a resistance to what is. So for example, you don't want to go to work next week, you don't want to go back to school, whatever it might be. If we're dwelling on this, it's putting me into a mood. The reason why I'm suffering is because I haven't just accepted that that is what's happening and there's nothing I can do. So today, what is there that you could accept? And what is it in this moment now that you feel you could accept to relieve a little bit of your suffering? And I'll leave that with you. I'll see you tomorrow.